The Chevy Tahoe used to be the king of the road, but in 2025, the king has fallen. Dealers are now asking nearly $90,000 for a truck that is statistically more likely to fail than almost any other SUV on the market. You are paying Porsche prices for a cylinder deactivation engine that is famous for destroying itself before the first set of tires wears out. Real car people stopped buying these years ago. Instead, they are hunting for this SUV. It has the same towing power, it has more room, it has an engine that refuses to die, and it costs $12,000. Today, I am going to expose the engineering failures of the new GM SUVs and show you the 5 king-size alternatives that will outlast them, outperform them, and save you $70,000. To understand why you need to avoid the new Tahoe, Yukon, and Suburban, we have to talk about a specific part called a hydraulic lifter. The General Motors V8 used to be the gold standard of reliability. It was simple push-rod power. But then the EPA fuel economy regulations got strict. To comply, GM installed active fuel management, and later, dynamic fuel management. This system shuts off cylinders while you drive to save a fraction of a gallon of gas. To make this work, they had to use special collapsible lifters. These lifters are the weak link. Under normal driving conditions, they get stuck. They collapse when they shouldn't. When a lifter collapses, it creates a massive gap between the pushrod and the rocker arm. This gap causes the lifter to hammer against the camshaft lobe thousands of times a minute. This grinds the camshaft into metal glitter. That glitter circulates through your oil system, destroying the main bearings and the oil pump. I have seen 2023 and 2024 Tahoes with less than 20,000 miles sitting in service bays needing full engine replacements. When you pay $90,000 for a truck, you expect it to work. You do not expect to be part of a beta test for emissions technology. Do not buy a ticket to that lottery. This brings us to the first alternative, the Nissan Armada. Now, I usually tell you to run away from Nissan vehicles because of their terrible CVT transmissions, but the Armada does not use a CVT. It uses a heavy-duty 7-speed automatic sourced from the commercial vehicle division. It is built to tow, not to save gas. And the engine? The 5.6-liter Endurance V8. This puts out 390 horsepower and sounds like a muscle car. In the rest of the world, this truck is called the Nissan Patrol. It is used by the United Nations, peacekeeping forces, and desert militaries because it is virtually unbreakable. It is built on a fully boxed steel frame that is thicker than what you find on a Chevy. When you shut the door, it feels heavy. It feels expensive. The interior is whisper quiet with double-pane acoustic glass. The only downside? It gets terrible gas mileage. You should expect to see 13 or 14 miles per gallon in the city. But let's do the math. You can buy a clean 2018 or 2019 Nissan Armada for around $18,000. A new Tahoe is $90,000. That is a $70,000 difference. You can buy enough gas to drive around the world 3 times with the money you saved. If you want a truck that feels like a bank vault, this is it. If you want an American SUV, but you are scared of the GM lifter problems, you need to look at the Ford Expedition, but you have to be very specific about the year. You want the 2015 to 2017 models. This was the golden era for the Expedition. It was the refresh year where they dropped the old, weak 5.4-liter Triton V8 and added the 3.5-liter twin-turbo EcoBoost. This engine makes 366 horsepower and a massive 420 pound-feet of torque at low RPMs. It actually tows better than the V8 Tahoe because the turbo torque is available instantly. But the real reason to buy this specific generation is the body and the transmission. The newer 2018 and up Expeditions use an aluminum body and the 10-speed automatic. The 10-speed is known for harsh shifting and the CDF drum failure. The 2015 to 2017 models use a steel body and the 6R80 6-speed automatic. The 6R80 is a tank. It shifts smooth, it handles heat well, and it lasts forever. You also get independent rear suspension, which means the third row folds flat into the floor, creating a cargo area big enough to fit a sheet of plywood. You can find these loaded with leather, heated seats, and navigation for $12,000 to $14,000. It is the best towing rig on a budget. Period. Now, before I reveal the top 3 legends, I have to give you a serious financial warning. Buying a used luxury SUV is dangerous if you don't know what you were doing. While the engines I am listing are great, there are specific model years of the Lincoln Navigator, the Cadillac Escalade, and even the Toyota Sequoia that have expensive failures like air suspension collapse or cam phaser rattles. If you buy the wrong year, you will lose $5,000 in repairs immediately. I compiled a complete list of every specific model year you must avoid for every major SUV and truck. It's called the 2025 Used Car Blacklist. It lives on your phone, so you can check it while you are walking around the dealership. Don't guess. Know. You can download the list right now at the link in the description. It costs less than a lunch and it could save you the cost of a new engine. If you want a car that will survive the apocalypse in air-conditioned comfort, you buy a Lexus GX 460. This is secretly a Toyota Land Cruiser Prado with a tuxedo on. It is built in the Tahara factory in Japan, which is famous for having the strictest quality control standards in the automotive world. It uses the 4.6-liter V8. Unlike modern engines that use belts, this uses a timing chain that is designed to last the life of the engine. It features the KDSS suspension system. This stands for Kinetic Dynamic Suspension System. It uses massive hydraulic cylinders to physically disconnect the sway bars when you are off-road, giving you massive wheel articulation. But on the road, it locks them tight to prevent body roll. It is a goat off-road and a limousine on-road. Now, there is one known issue you need to check: the secondary air injection pump. The foam filter inside the pump can degrade and get sucked into the valves, triggering a check engine light and limp mode. It is a known issue, and there are upgraded pumps available to fix it permanently. Aside from that, these trucks are bulletproof. They hold their value incredibly well, so you will pay about $18,000 to $20,000 for a nice one. But here's the secret: when you sell it in 5 years, it will still be worth $18,000. The depreciation curve has flattened. It is essentially free driving. I already mentioned the Nissan Armada, but here is the cheat code for the people who want to look rich: the Infiniti QX56. Specifically the 2011 to 2013 models, or the newer QX80. It is the exact same truck as the Armada, mechanically speaking, but the interior is on another level. It has semi-aniline leather, real wood trim that is laser cut by Yamaha, and a hydraulic body motion control system that actively stops the truck from leaning in corners. Because the Infiniti badge has terrible resale value compared to Toyota, these depreciate like a falling rock. You can find a 2012 QX56 with the 400 horsepower V8 for $10,000. That is a $90,000 luxury yacht for the price of a used Kia Rio. However, here is a mechanic warning. The 2011 to 2013 models had a timing chain recall. The high-pressure fuel pump bucket, specifically the lifter bucket for the fuel pump, would wear out the chain guides. This causes a whining noise from the engine. Make sure this recall work was done. If the timing chain has been updated, this engine is good for 300,000 miles. It is the best fake rich SUV you can buy. And finally, the SUV that makes the Chevy Tahoe look like a disposable toy, the Toyota Sequoia. Specifically, the second generation, built from 2008 to 2022. This shares the same bones as the Tundra pickup truck. That means it shares the 5.7-liter I-Force V8. This is widely considered one of the best V8 engines ever built. Unlike the Chevy Tahoe, it does not have cylinder deactivation. It runs on all 8 cylinders, all the time. It delivers power instantly and smoothly. But unlike the Tundra pickup truck, the Sequoia has independent rear suspension. This gives it a massive third row that fits actual adults comfortably and a ride quality that soaks up bumps like a hovercraft. It is huge, it is wide, it commands the road. The only mechanical issue, the cam tower leak. This is a small oil leak that happens on the side of the cylinder head where the camshaft towers are sealed. It does not hurt the engine, but it smells like burning oil if it drips on the exhaust. Dealers charge $3,000 to fix because it is labor-intensive. Many owners just ignore it or fix it once and forget it. You can find these Sequoias with 150,000 miles for $12,000. Now, to a Chevy owner, 150,000 miles means the car is dead. To a Sequoia owner, 150,000 miles is just broken in. These trucks regularly hit 400,000, 500,000, even 1,000,000 miles. Buying one for $12,000 is the smartest financial decision a family can make. Drive it for 10 years, give it to your kids, it will never die. The new Tahoe offers screens, gadgets, and headaches. These older SUVs offer metal, engineering, and peace of mind. You don't need a warranty if the car never breaks. If you prefer a pickup truck bed over a third row of seats, you need to see the ugly trucks that are even tougher than these SUVs. Click right here to see the list of trucks that will outlast a brand new F-150.